Hey everyone, this is Mike, and today is going to be more of a talking video. I do have a topic that I kind of want to talk about, which is patch 5.3, or more like the content throughout leading up to that patch. But then other than that, it's just going to be a little bit me talking about some stuff that I've been doing lately and that I am planning to do going forward as well, because there is that time span when there is no real content. So for those that haven't heard of it yet, if you've been living under a rock, patch 5.3 is probably going to be delayed by about 4 weeks time, which would mean that it would come out around the end of July, meaning about 2.5, almost 3 months from now, which is quite a long time, especially seeing how the current patch is already, what is it, like 4 months old at this point. So it would be quite a long time in between patches, no any new content either. So it can feel quite empty at the moment in Final Fantasy. Now I'm still going to try and do a little bit of primal farming here or there. I haven't gotten any of the mounts yet from Shadowbringers, so I definitely want to go and do that now, because right now is basically the ideal time to spend time doing stuff that you just either haven't had time for for example, just didn't really feel motivated to, or something like that. Like, for example, yeah, I want to level other jobs, but I'm still raiding with my group or something like that. Or, like, for example, like I have real life things to do as well, whereas right now we have the coronavirus situation, so most people are probably still at home, and then we also have no real new content, so most people are probably done with the content that is in the current patch already, whether it be the Savage raiding or, for example, the Relic, which the Relic hasn't really been a grind at all for the first step, because you get the first Relic for free, and then the rest is just get some tombstones, which are not too hard to get either. So what are some of the things that I'm planning on doing? What are some things that you maybe could be doing as well? And what am I going to do outside of the game? Because of course I'm somebody that plays a bunch of different games, not just Final Fantasy XIV. So to kind of talk about which ones that I'm playing, and then kind of ask you guys as well, which games are you playing? I'm kind of interested to see what the rest of my viewer base, so to speak, plays as well, because I know most people are here mainly for Final Fantasy XIV content, but as you know, I'm someone that enjoys quite a lot of different stuff, and I'm kind of curious to see what you guys enjoy as well, so I can maybe make some videos on that as well in the future. Now, when it comes down to Final Fantasy XIV first though, I'm planning, as I said, to do some of the extreme primals. It is content that I've always quite enjoyed. It is still like easier than like your normal dungeon, something like that, but it is still a little bit challenging because it has real mechanics in there, and screwing up those mechanics can lead to wipes and that kind of stuff. Now, I usually probably like playing tank or something like that, which is something that I haven't really been playing all that much lately, because I've been playing caster for my static, of course, and mainly I just raid log nowadays. It's something that I don't necessarily enjoy all that much, because I really like playing Final Fantasy XIV, but when there's no new content, it's hard for me to stay super interested in the game. And I think doing the extreme primals again would be a very good like boost of inspiration for me to like go back into the game, maybe play a couple of different jobs again as well, because I'm someone that enjoys playing a lot of different jobs. And right now, the last few weeks, months even, I've pretty much only been playing the 3 casters, and that's it. So extreme primal is definitely on the roadmap for me. Outside of that, I'm also going to be working on all of the crafter and gatherer relics. Currently I'm just doing the weekly trade-ins at Kaishir and Zlowy and what are the other NPCs, so that I can stock up on all of the materials, and then I'm just going to be crafting all of the relics in one day. See if I can get them done in one day, of course, because it will take a little bit of time, but basically that's what I'm planning to do. I mentioned it in the video before as well, when I was talking about the crafter and gatherer relics, that I was just going to be stocking up every single week. For example, you get enough tomes, or like not tombstones, scripts, for you to be able to buy 1 weapon's worth of script materials. I keep calling it tombstones because I'm so used to it. But yeah, so you can basically buy 1 job's worth of script materials per week, and then it takes a few weeks to basically get all of the ones. Like, I think it's like 8 weeks or something that it would take, and then I'm just gonna be crafting all of them in one go. Maybe I'll do a stream or something like that for that as well, so that people can come in, maybe ask some questions about crafting and gathering if people would be interested in that. Also thinking of actually doing a leveling guide for crafting and gathering, because there are so many different things that are available now in Shadowbringers to level those jobs. So I might do something on that as well, to maybe get some people interested in crafting and gathering, because it is pretty good content, not necessarily super exciting content, because I'm not someone that super enjoys crafting and gathering, but I do want to be self-sufficient. I don't like spending gil or something like that. So I do want to craft all of the stuff myself, and maybe I can get some other people interested in it as well, so that they can make their own raid food, their own potions, and maybe get their own crafted gear and such ready for raid as well. Or when they just have a new job at level 80 and they're like, well, I want to go and do some extreme primals, but I need a specific item level for them, well, maybe I can just craft my own gear or something like that, or just make some money. Like, for example, gathering is the main way that I make money in this game, from just gathering like treasure maps, which is super simple to do. It takes like 5 minutes every day, and it gets me about like 30-40k, depends on how much the maps are going for. Or if my friends want to do maps and I'm interested in joining, then I can just join them as well with the maps that I've already gathered and have sitting in my retainers. Something like that is something that you can do as well if you decide to level your gatherers, which doesn't really take all that much effort. It's just a little bit of a time investment. So right now is basically the best time for you to invest in those kind of things, because you're probably done with the content already. Maybe there is some old content that you would like to go back to as well. For example, really good content that I would definitely recommend anyone to try if they are even the slightest interested in it is Ultimate. Ultimate takes a long time to prog, usually at least. The two older ultimates from Stormlet are a whole lot easier to clear now because of the DPS check being pretty much gone at this point, because of how the stat sinking down works. So if you're interested in trying Ultimate, but you might not be the best DPS player out there or something like that, give the old ultimates a try. They're still really challenging when it comes down to the mechanics, because of course it's mechanics first, DPS second when it comes to ultimate encounters. So the biggest challenge will still be what the actual challenge was, the mechanics, but then of course the DPS check is a whole lot more lenient, so there would be a lot more like an easier time basically for people to go and try to clear those. So definitely recommend people that are interested in Ultimate, go try out some of the old ultimates first if you're not sure whether or not you're good enough in order to clear Alexander Ultimate, because even though Alexander Ultimate might not be the hardest ultimate in terms of mechanics, currently the DPS check is still challenging, especially if you compare it to the two older ones, so that's something that you can do. And other than that, maybe just level some alt jobs or something like that. Alt jobs are always a lot of fun to play. It makes you widen your perspective maybe a little bit so that you understand the other jobs a little bit more as well. When you're raiding together with one and you're kind of like maybe helping out a friend or something like that. Say you're raiding with someone, they don't know how to play their job all that well, you can give them some tips here or there. So those are always fun things to do as well. Or you can just play another job yourself, like I've been doing. Play tank first, now I'm playing caster. I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna do for the next raid tier yet. We'll have to wait and see for that. Now, when it comes to other games that I've been playing or that I'm going to be playing in the near future as well, there's a couple of things. So first of all, League of Legends, it has happened once again. The MOBAs are back into my life. I've been playing that here or there, both on my own and with some friends. Really did not expect me to go into it alone, but the role queue is actually really fun. So I can just queue up for the role that I want to play, and 9 times out of 10 I will get that role. I don't think I've had a single game where I didn't get the role I asked for. Maybe it's because jungle is not super contestant like mid lane, for example, but yeah, been enjoying that quite a bit as well. TFT I've been playing all the time. Like I play usually like a game or two before I head to bed when I'm watching some videos on YouTube. Really enjoying that, really chill game as well. So I'm definitely going to be keeping up with that a little bit. Maybe I'll stream that sometime as well, like have a chill stream where I just talk to people, play some TFT in the background. But other than that, there's also a couple of single player games that I got back into. First of all, Hollow Knight. I finally finished my playthrough of that a few days ago with a friend of mine. I got one of the endings. I have been trying to get the second one, but a certain boss at the end is being quite the pain. It shines a lot of light, so people who have finished Hollow Knight will probably know which one I'm talking about. And then once I beat that second boss, I'm probably going back in with my friend to do some of the DLC, because I haven't done any of the DLC stuff in that game yet. So I'm definitely looking forward to doing that, because Hollow Knight really took me by surprise. I had the game for a very long time. I played it for maybe half an hour or something like that, but never really got anywhere. And I was really surprised to see how amazing that game really is, because it's basically kind of like Ori and the Blind Forest, but reimagined and improved upon a lot of stuff, because it's like Hollow Knight is a really good game, basically. If you've ever got any interest in Hollow Knight, go play it, it's incredibly good. I can also see how Ori and the Will of the Wisp took a lot of inspiration from some of Hollow Knight's systems. So it really clicked with me, because I liked Will of the Wisps a lot with some of the new stuff that they did in that game. And looking back on it, most of those new things that they innovated upon that I thought were really good, they pretty much just took inspiration from Hollow Knight from that. So really cool to see all of that stuff. Other than that, yesterday, or I think a few days ago, but yesterday I streamed some of it, I started playing Katana Zero again. Now this is a game that came out in 2019. Back when it came out, I completely adored that game. Like, I saw some of the trailers for it, I played the demo, I believe, back when that was available, like a very long time ago. Now last year it came out. I 100%ed the game. It is still one of my favorites from 2019. And they also added a hard mode and a speedrun mode. Now I didn't know about those two modes until about a week or so before patch 5.2 came out for Final Fantasy XIV. And I did try the speedrun mode a couple of times. I think I came 40 seconds short or something to get the speedrun achievement, which was quite a bummer. But basically, it's something that I still like to finish. And then yesterday, I tried my hand at hard mode for the first time, which is actually really tough. So the game itself was already pretty tough. It is a incredibly cool game. Like, the gameplay is just fantastic. The story is really mysterious and really keeps you interested in the game. And then the visuals and the audio is just fantastic as well. Like, it's just 10 out of 10 game for me. If it ever gets DLC or a sequel or anything like that, you can bet that I'm gonna be playing it, because Katana Zero is just a fantastic game. I cannot recommend that game enough. Currently playing through hard mode. I think I have like 2 more levels to go before I am done with that, which I'll probably stream as well. Maybe I'll do a small stream tomorrow, because for those that don't know, it is my birthday tomorrow. So I'm probably not going to have all that much time to make videos, streaming that kind of stuff. So I might just put in like a very short birthday stream where I finish off hard mode on Katana Zero. Not quite sure yet, because I do know that my family wants to do some stuff as well. But we'll have to wait and see about that. Now, other than that, we still have Levelhead that I'm playing through as well. And I'm also thinking of getting back into Monster Hunter World. A friend of mine picked it up. He had been playing on PS4, but since I play on PC, we can't play together. But he picked it up for PC a few days ago. He finally made it to Iceborne, so I'll probably help him out here or there if he ends up going against some monster that he has some trouble with. And actually kind of looking forward to that. As I said in my Getting Burned Out on Monster Hunter video, taking a break from a game for a few weeks can always do you well. And now, having played Dauntless a bunch, starting to take that a little bit slower again as well, and then maybe go back into Monster Hunter World once my friend reaches endgame, so that I can help him out a little bit as well. And then of course, Destiny 2 is still here as well. Season is about halfway done, so not much content on that side either, unfortunately enough, because this season is pretty much a big letdown, so to speak. But on the other hand, because there's not much content in the game, there are a lot of other things that I hadn't done yet before that I might want to go after. Like, for example, there's still a raid exotic that I am missing, which is the Taraba, which is from the Crown of Sorrows raids, which I've done a few times, but I haven't had the exotic yet. Then, for example, there is the Not Forgotten hand cannon, which I still need to go and get, so I need to grind some competitive PvP for that. And maybe a couple of other things here or there that I still basically want to finish before the season is over, because right now, same as with Final Fantasy, there is not much new content, so you basically have a lot of time to invest in stuff that you might not have had the time for before. So those are kind of like the things that I've been doing. I'm gonna do some stuff in Final Fantasy still, because of course, still my favorite game, still raiding with my static. Like, we're gonna keep doing weeklies until like probably the next patch or something like that, or until people are just bored of it. We're still doing Alexander Ultimate, which we will be doing on Monday, so keep your eyes out for a stream for that as well. And then once we're done with Alexander Ultimate, gonna do some optimization for Savage. Once we're done with that, we might even be doing some Extreme Primals as well. But we'll have to wait and see about that, depending on how many people want to join for that and that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing, both in Final Fantasy as well as next to it. Let me know what you've been playing, if maybe you're just spending a lot of time in Final Fantasy, or if you're spending a lot of time playing some other games. Let me know in the comments. I'm quite curious to see what you guys are keeping yourself busy with as well. So yeah, that's gonna be it for me. I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank my Patreons for supporting me, and I'll see you in the next one.